Okay guys, so first I would like to show you how much money you can expect to be making per month with a dropshipping website like this one, because I don't want to waste your time and then you can decide whether or not you want to watch the rest of this video. Okay, so let's say you want to sell bicycles online on your website. Okay, so a bicycle would go normally between $250, maybe $300. So let's keep it at $300 for now. And your profit margin on this is quite low actually. It's not 120%, it's maybe 40% altogether. So let's go with $300 per sale at 40% margin. How many sales would you need to generate 5,000? So keep an eye on this amount here. So if we go here, as you can see, we have to go down to maybe, there you go, 30 sales is 4,300, 40 sales is 5,700. So it'd be just bang on in the middle, maybe 35 sales a month. So that's all you would need, 35 sales a month at $300 with 40% margin, and you would make $5,000. Now, what if you wanted to sell something way cheaper than this? Maybe items of clothing or accessories, or maybe bags or shoes. So let's go down maybe to $30, okay, just like this. Obviously, with those types of items, you have a much higher profit margin. So maybe right up to 150%. Maybe higher than this, maybe you can double or triple the price. So let's keep it at 150% for now. So how many sales would you need a month at $30 and 150% markup? So let's find out. There you go. So anything between 100 and 110 sales. So 110 sales a month. If you can reach that, so that's about 27 sales a week. If you can reach that every week, you will generate $5,000 a month. Very good. So just to let you know that this tutorial has been designed for a broad audience. So for instance, if you've never built a website prior to this, that's absolutely fine, because this tutorial has been designed with complete beginners in mind. So basically what I'm going to do is to grab you by the hand and walk you through all the steps one by one, and you'll end up with a beautiful website that's going to make you a ton of money. And you can test everything immediately right now thanks to our one-click demo feature. And all you have to do basically is to click on the very first link in the description below, enter your email address, and just like that, you'll have a complete demo up and running within just a few seconds. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so here's a quick overview of the different steps. So first, we are going to take care of the hosting and domain name registration. So a domain name is basically your address on the internet. So if someone goes on their browser and type in yourdomain.com, this will bring them to your website online. And for this, you need to have your website hosted on a server. And this is why we need a hosting provider. And then we are going to install WordPress, which is the platform that we're going to use to build our website with. Then we are going to install a theme. So that's a ready-made template that we can use to make your website look good. And in order to save us some time, we're going to also import a demo content. And we're going to install all the necessary plugins. So these are like tools to add extra features to WordPress. So for instance, you can add e-commerce features or add contact forms or things like that. And finally, we're going to customize and configure everything required for this project so that you can have a fine-tuned website that will perform perfectly for years to come. Okay, so our very first step is to take care of our hosting and domain name registration. And for this, click on the link in the description below where it says Get Hosting Now. So click on that link and this will bring you to this page here on the Hostinger website. Now I'm hosting all of my websites with Hostinger, and the reason is because they offer the right combination of ingredients. First, they are very affordable, and whatever way you look at it, price is an important factor. But also, and this is crucially important of course when choosing a hosting provider, they are extremely reliable. And finally, if something was to happen, their support team is very responsive and knowledgeable. So I've faced a few issues myself, over time, and they were always dealt with within the hour. I never had to wait any longer than that. And that to me is very important indeed. And I've tried my fair share of hosting providers over the years, to be honest, and usually you get one or two of these but never all of them combined. And this is what makes Hostinger so exceptional. And to get your hosting is very simple. All you have to do is to click on the Start Now button right here. And as you can see, now we can select our hosting. So it starts at $2.59 per month. So that's, as I said, very, very affordable indeed. So let's click on Select. And from here, we have to select our billing cycle. So as you can see clearly from here, the longer the billing cycle, the more you are going to save. So if you selected 12 months, you can save up to 74%, 61% over 24 months. And here, if you select 48 months, again, 74%. So look at this. Normally, it would cost you $493. So this is the regular price. But thanks to this plan here, you save 74%. It only costs you $124. So you go from 493, so that's almost $500, let's say, okay? You go from 500 to 125. So this is insane, guys. So let's say if you wanted to go with this one, which to me is the best plan of all, but you can select 12 months or even 24 months. It's really up to you. So you decide whichever option is best for you. And then you're going to select your payment method here. So credit card, PayPal, CoinGate. So these are all these virtual currencies, Bitcoins, Ethereums, and all them. You have Google Pay and Alipay as well. They just added this lately, so very handy indeed. Now I'm going to give you a special coupon code again, so you can even add more savings to this total price here. And for this, all you have to do is to click on this link here, have a coupon code. So at the moment, we're at $152, including taxes. So let's click on this, and you're going to add here, all in capital letters, Mr. Web Reviews, and then click on the plus sign. So there you go. We were at 152, we're done at 141. So it's going to add a little bit extra savings to your cart here, to the total, okay? And then after this, all you have to do is just to proceed to checkout. Very good. And now that you've purchased your hosting, you can log in into your account. So you go back to the Hostinger web page here, click on Login, and you're going to enter your email address and password. And this is going to bring you to the Hostinger admin panel. So from here, the first step is to claim our free domain. So as you can see here, we get a free domain name with our plan. So all we have to do basically is to click on this. So let's click on Claim Domain. And right here, you're going to type in the domain name that you'd like to register. So for instance, your domain name. And then you can select the extension. So .com obviously is the most popular one, but you can select among a few different options. So we have .click, .net, .info, .host. What do we have again? .me, .store, .xyz, .tech, .online. So let's go with .com anyways, you know. And then after that, all you have to do is to check availability. And if it's available, it'll be registered just like that in one click. Now, if the domain name is already registered, you'll get a notification that's going to tell you this domain name is already registered. And you might have to change the domain name for something else and try a different variation. And once you have your domain name registered, it will appear like this here at the bottom. So you could have, for instance, mrwebreviewstutorials.com, and then you'll be able to set up your hosting. So this is the next step. We need to set up our hosting. And for this, we're going to click on this button here. So let's click on Setup. And from here, all we have to do is to click on Start Now. It's a simple 5-step process. Here, feel free to select any of those options. I'm just going to skip for now. Same here, you can select the platform that you want to use. So we're going to take care of this later on in this tutorial. So I'm going to skip this again. From here, you can claim your free domain. So we've done that already. Now you need to select your domain name. So the domain name you just registered should appear here. If it doesn't, click on the drop-down menu and then select it manually. And then click Select. And finally here, you need to select your nearest server. So the nearest data center from your location or your target audience location. So as you can see here, you can select among those few options here. So I'm personally based in Ireland, so in Europe. So I'm going to select this one here, click Change. And then all you have to do after this is click Finish Setup, and we're all done already. And now let's install WordPress on our server. And for this, we're going to the hosting section right here, and we're going to click on Manage. And this is going to bring us to the admin panel here. And as you can see, we have all the different features and options here to customize and configure our server. So I have WordPress, order, accounts, emails, domain, website, files, database, advanced, and others. So it might seem a little bit overwhelming, all these options here, but don't worry, we are only going to use one of them, which is this one here, website. So what we're going to do is just click on Auto Installer, click on this, and from here we're going to scroll down the page and we're going to select this one here, WooCommerce plus WordPress. So basically we're going to install WordPress and also WooCommerce, which is an e-commerce platform, which will be useful for us for this project. So let's click on Select. And from here, the first thing you want to do is to make sure that you select HTTPS. So this is to enable the SSL certificate, which will indicate to your visitors that your website is safe to visit. Okay. And then make sure that you select the right domain name. So normally the one you just registered should show up here. But if you have multiple websites like I have here, make sure you select the right one. So I'm going to select mrwebreviewstutorials.com for now, and you leave this field empty. Don't put anything in here. And then you have to type in a username. So by default, it's hello. So type something else here. So for instance, your name and then maybe a number or something hard to guess, obviously, you know. And then you can type in an admin password. So you can either type it manually or have one created for you. So as you can see here, it will auto-generate a password and then you can copy and paste it somewhere safe. After this, make sure that you have the correct email address right here. And then you need to type a website title. So let's say, for instance, a dropshipping site, because this is what we're going to build today. And everything else you can leave by default and just tick this one here that says always update to the latest available version. And then after this, all you have to do is to click install and it will start the process. So it's going to take a few seconds or maybe up to a minute, depending on how fast your internet connection is. So just be patient. It's doing its thing. And once WordPress is installed, you will be redirected to this page. So this is a quick overview of your website. So the only thing left basically is to make sure that your SSL certificate is enabled. As you can see, it's enabled by default. But if it is not, you will have a yellow button similar to this one right here that says setup. Just click on that to enable it. Okay. And now we can access our WordPress dashboard. So all we have to do is click on Edit Website. Let's click on this together. And welcome to our WordPress dashboard. So let me show you very quickly how WordPress works. On the left-hand side, we have all our menu section and the different tabs. So this is to access our dashboard. And as you can see here, this is the preview of our dashboard. But we can do the same with media, pages, products, WooCommerce, appearance, plugins, etc., etc. So all these different options here will help us to customize our website. So first, let's go in our plugin section and do a bit of cleanup. Now, if we scroll down the page, as you can see, these are all the plugins installed at the moment. So what we're going to do is just to remove a few of them because we don't need all of these. They're just going to clog things up a little bit. So what we're going to do is just to bulk select them all first. And then we're going to click deactivate, apply. As you can see, our sidebar here is much neater already. And now we're going to select a few that we don't need. So Askimet, anti-spam, we don't need this. All-in-one SEO, all-in-one WordPress migration, Google Analytics, Hello Dolly, opt-in monster, and that's it basically. That we can remove. So we're going to click on delete and then click apply. Click OK. Very good. Now we can refresh our page very quickly. And as you can see, we're left with just those three. So what we're going to do is just activate WooCommerce, which is the only one we need, really. There you go. And now we are going to install our main dropshipping plugin that will be used for this project. So for this, we're going to go to the Alidropship website. There you go. And from here, as you can see, you can get your own money-making Aliexpress dropshipping business today. And this is exactly what we're going to do. And now we're going to go into products and you're going to select this one here, Alidropship Woo plugin, because this is the one we need in conjunction with WooCommerce, obviously, you know. And as you can see here, thanks to Alidropship Woo plugin, it will take you seconds to import products from AliExpress into your WooCommerce dropship store, process clients' orders, and track the business performances. So it's an all-in-one solution, and all this for just a one-time payment. That's right, it's just a one-time payment. It's not a recurring payment every year. You pay one time $89, and that's it. All done already. So all you have to do, guys, at this stage is just to purchase this, and I'll meet you back in the WordPress dashboard. Okay, so back to our WordPress dashboard. From here, we're going to plugins, add new, upload plugin, And now we're going to select the file that we just downloaded. So it should look something like this. Click open, install now. And now all we have to do is to activate the plugin. And that's it. And now that our Alidropship Woo plugin is installed and activated, as you can see, we have an additional tab here on top. So what we need to do now is to click on this. And as you can see, it will reveal a new menu section altogether. So what we need to do now is to activate our license. So let's click on this. And now you should have received a license key at registration. So all you have to do now is just to copy and paste it here. And then paste your license key right here, just like that, and click activate. And as you can see, we get a message here that says, congratulations, your license has been activated. Now, in order for this to work and for you to be able to download and import the products directly from Aliexpress, make sure that you have Google Chrome as your web browser installed on your computer, and then go into Google website and look for Alidropship Chrome extension, and then run a search. So it should normally be the very first result here. So just click on this, and then we're going to add that to Chrome. So click on this, add extension. As you can see now, Alidropship has been added to Chrome. And just to make sure if it's installed properly, just click on the icon. And as you can see, it is showing absolutely fine. So this is option number 1. And now we need to add another Chrome extension. And this time you go to Google again and type in Alidropship image downloader. So this is the one here. And again, it's normally the first one in the search result. Click on this. And we're going to add that to Chrome as well. So click on this, add extension. And that's it. As you can see, it is confirmed as being installed. And now let's take care of the look and the appearance of our website. So let me show you very quickly what our website looks like at the moment. So as you can see, clearly it's very basic, not that appealing at all. So let's take care of this. So we go back to our WordPress dashboard. And from here, we're going to click on appearance and then themes. And we're going to add a new one. So let's click on add new. And from here, we're going to select Never. So in the search box, type in Never, just like this. And it's the very first one here. So if you hover on top, you can see we'll reveal an install button. Click on this. Very good. And now we need to activate it. And then you will get a confirmation message like this one that lets you know that the theme is installed. Now we can use the site library. So these are pre-made templates that we can use. That's going to save us a lot of time. So these are called starter templates or starter sites. So let's make use of this. So let's click on this. Very good. And now we need to install and activate it. And now from here, we need to select our template, the one that we're going to work with, the one we're going to use for our own website. Now, here's a very important tip. Your success with dropshipping will mainly reside in the niche that you're going to choose. So basically, you need to specialize in something. You need to aim at a specific target audience. So for our project here, I'm going to focus on men's watches because I know that men like their watches. So it would be a great idea. So for this, we're going to go into all categories and select WooCommerce. And then from here, we need to choose the best suited template for our project. So as you can see, most of them are free, but some of them are premium as well. So feel free to choose any of them. So let's choose the best suited one for our project. So if we go back up here, as you can see, we have a jewelry shop already. So it wouldn't take much effort to turn this into a man's watches. So if you wanted to make sure if it's the right one for you, just click on preview and there you go. So this is what your website will look like. So as you can see, we can easily turn this into a men's watches shop. So we're going to go ahead with this one. So all you have to do basically, once you're happy enough with the layout that you're looking at, you click on import, scroll down the page, import the entire site. Very good. So that's all done already. So now we can close this and go back to our WordPress dashboard. Okay, so back to our WordPress dashboard. As you can see here by the side, we have everything related to WooCommerce. So we're going to configure this later in this tutorial, and we have all our products as well. So as you can see, as part of the demo content, we also have demo products, but we are going to replace this now with Aliexpress products. So we're going to import our own products from Aliexpress directly from their website into our WooCommerce installation here. So let's do this together. Okay, and for this, let me come out of the full screen mode because we need to have access to all these different tabs because we are going to navigate and go back and forth in between different websites. Okay, so let's go to the Alidropship section here, and immediately we have an overview of our products. And now we're going to click on import and then import products. Very good. So from here, as you can see on top, we have two different options: direct import from Aliexpress or go to import list. So there are two ways to import products. So let me show you the first one. The first one is immediately from this screen. So you can look for different categories, different products, and then import them directly into your website. So as you can see, we have all categories here. So we can narrow this down now. So we were looking for watches. As you can see, we have men's bags and wallets, watches, women bags and wallets. So let's click on watches, and then you can narrow this down even further. So only men's watches or only women's watches or anything else. Okay, so let's go with men's watches. And as you can see, just like that, we have a lovely selection of men's watches that you can import directly into your WooCommerce website. So as you can see, some of them are a bit more expensive than others, which means that you can have a higher markup on some than others. Okay, so let's say this one here is $94. Maybe you can add 100% and double the price, maybe sell it for $200. Or you can have something like this at $18 and maybe you can multiply that by 3 and sell it for $60. Okay, so this is really up to you which watches you want to import on your website, obviously. So select the products that you want to import. So let me show you how this works. And to keep things simple, I'm just going to import the very first one here. So let's import this one. So all we have to do is click on this button here. It's going to take a few seconds. Okay, and then when it's completed, as you can see, we have a message here. You'll get a message like this: men's casual watches has been imported. So now let's have a quick look at our store. So if you can hover on this, visit store, right click and open this in a new tab. Now, if we scroll down the page, as you can see, these are the products that were already there as part of the demo. But here is our watch that we just imported. So you will agree with me, this looks absolutely great, doesn't it? Now, if we click on our product itself, it's going to bring us to the product page. And look at this. We have everything there immediately done for us. All the different variations. As you can see, the different colors. Very easy for someone to choose from. You can select the shipping location, so China, Russian Federation or Spain. And you can have the add to cart button, obviously, you know. And then each color comes with different sets of images as well. And then we have the specs and everything. And all the different images have been imported for you automatically in just one click of the mouse. Look at that. That looks fantastic, doesn't it? So let's go back here. So obviously, we want to have a bit more control over what we do, how we import things, and the pricing as well. So you see the pricing is $23.99. It's the same price here. So we're not making any money at the moment. So how can we change this? Let me show you now. And for this, we're going to go into settings, and then we're going to go into the pricing tab. And from here, you can set up your pricing markup formula. As you can see, you can add your own formula, so custom made, or you can multiply the price simply by 2, by 3, or by 4. So let's say if your cost price is $29 US, multiplied by 2, it's 58. And then you can also have a price rounding afterwards. So for instance, if it comes at 58, you can round that up to 59 or something similar. Okay, very good. So let's add our new formula because times 2, times 3 or 4, this is self-explanatory. So let's create a new formula ourselves. And there you go. So this is our first rule. And from here, you can even create tiered pricing if you wanted to. So let me show you an example. So let's say maybe from 0 up to 50. So this is our cost price, obviously. So what do we do with it? Well, you can multiply this, let's say, by 3. Okay. And then we click save. So this is our first rule. Now we can create another one. So let's add a new formula. And now let's say from 50 up to 100, what do we want to do? Let's say we're going to multiply it by 2 then, okay? So let's save changes. Very good. Now we have 2 rules, as you can see. And let's keep adding one more. So from 100 and let's say right up to we're going to add a big number, 1 million or 10 million, something like this. We're going to multiply by 1.5 only. Save changes. Now we have a nice structure to work from. So now if we go back to our import section, so we have our first watch here. As you can see, this one has been imported. So let's put this to the test with another model. So let's go with this one here, the men's classic quartz waterproof watch. And as you can see here by the side, you can even expand this and have a quick look at what it looks like. So as you can see, these are all the different pictures and images that come with it. And if you're happy enough, again, just go and import the product. So let's go ahead with this one. So let's import this. So there you go. It's all imported. Now we get that message here. So it's been imported. Perfect. Okay, so let's go back to our store now. And let's scroll down the page. And there it is. So this is our new watch. And as you can see, the price is $56.67. So let's go have a quick look here now. So our cost price is $18.89. And as you can see, the price is between 0 and 50. So it has been multiplied by 3 as per the rules that we set. So $18.89 times 3 is $56.67. So that doesn't look very good, does it, price-wise? So what we can do basically is to round our prices. So we go back to settings, pricing, and this time we're going to go in price rounding. So we're going to enable this. And as you can see, it's well thought out, because if we save our settings now, we have an option to update all our prices. So we might have uploaded prices already, maybe have hundreds of products. So instead of going back and change them manually, you can update all the prices just with one click. So let's do this now. So let's click on update prices. Obviously, we only have a few products at the moment, so it was very quick. And there you go. Okay, so now if you go back to our demo store and refresh our page, as you can see, our price now is $57, which is a lot better, isn't it? Perfect. So let's go back to the import section, import products. And now let me show you another feature to improve your visitor's experience. So obviously, let's say if you were to set your shop in the United States, you might want to ship only to the United States in order to have quick and free shipping. Okay, so here you can see you can ship from, you can select the location. So if you're based in Europe, selling to Europe, you might select Europe. If you're based around China or Asia, you might select this one instead. So depending on your location, select the nearest one to you. So let's select United States, for instance. And then you only want to ship to the US as well, so within the United States. So again, depending on the type of items that you'll be selling on your website, your visitors might expect a quick delivery. So if you select from United States to United States, they're almost guaranteed a quick delivery within the same week or something like that, okay? And then you can also narrow it down by free shipping. So if you don't want to pay any shipping fee, there you go. All these will be shipped to your customers immediately, free of charge. So you don't have to add anything in relation to this on your website, or you can charge an extra fee and make more money for yourself. So this is the first method that you can use to import products onto your WooCommerce website. Now let me show you option number 2. As you can see here on top, we have a big red button that says direct import from Aliexpress. So let's click on this one now. Very good. And you remember earlier on, we installed an additional Chrome extension. Now we need to access it. So let's click on Alidropship. And as you can see, we need to add our own address. So it might not show up immediately for you. So what you need to do basically is to copy your web address or your full URL here. So Control C. So let's go back here for a few seconds. And now we're going to add this to our domain. So Control V and then add. And now we need to log in and authorize the app. Okay, so click on login. And as you can see, now we need to authorize it as the author of this. Okay, so let's go this. Very good. And now we are ready to navigate to any category or product page that we wish to import. So we said men's watches. So we're going to jewelry and watches and then men's watches. So as you can see, we have a plethora to choose from. Obviously, this is Aliexpress, so loads and loads of products. So you can select any watches that you think would look good on your website. So let's go with this one. Okay, I'm just going to click on this product here. And right on top, you can see we have Alidropship. So this is our toolbar that will help us to import and edit the products. So to import the product, very simply, you can either click on import here, or you can edit the product beforehand. So let me show you what the edit feature does. So basically, it will give you more control over what to show and not to show on your website. And then from here, that's going to give you a full overview of the content that's going to be imported into your WordPress installation. So you can have full control and change whatever you want here. So as you can see, the permalink, so this is the web address. You can change that already, because as you can see, it's a very long web address, which is not good for SEO purposes. So maybe you can change this, and just keep only part of it. So maybe luxury man watches. Okay, we can keep this, and then stainless steel, waterproof, business and sports. That would be absolutely fine. Okay, this is a lot better. And then you can save. And then you can select in which category you want to import this. As you can see at the moment, you have gold, necklace, bracelets, rings, earrings, jewelry set, etc., etc. Now we can create a new one altogether. So let's create a new one. And since our website is dedicated for men's watches, we don't have to repeat men's watches. We can just create one that's called maybe business sports. Okay, and that's it. We just add it. Very good. So this is our new section. So let's scroll down. Let's see what the rest of the content is. So we have a full description. We have all the images here, as you can see. And if you scroll down to the bottom, as you can see, we have different options here. The pricing options. So by default, you will apply the pricing formula. So like we said, everything below 100 will be multiplied by 2.5, which is the case here. Okay. But you can change that as well yourself. You can apply different variations and so on. And it's the same with the attributes. So if you wanted to change this, you can just highlight this and change the name. But I think it's fine the way it is. You should probably leave it the way it is. And you can basically do the same with any of these items, even the shipping location and the item specifics and so on. So once you're happy enough with the results and the finished product, you can import that into your website. So all you have to do is to click publish. So there you go. As you can see, the product has been published. Now, if you encounter an error message 500, it means that the import currency and the currency on your system is different. So what you need to do basically is to go back into settings, currency, and make sure that this switch is toggled on at the moment. As you can see, enable built-in currency switcher. It will switch automatically in between currencies and have an exchange rate for you. Okay, so as you can see, now I can import from euros into dollars on our website. Now let's have a quick look at the latest product that we imported. Let's go back to our store, and as you can see, there it is, $101. And if we click on it, we have all the different images, all the different variations and different shipping locations. So this was imported absolutely fine in just one click of the mouse. Now, one last tip before we carry on with this tutorial is before you import a product, you want to make sure that your supplier is reliable. So you'll have to check the reviews, how many reviews that product has and how many orders in total. But you're also provided with a tool here by the side. And as you can see, 93% rating. So if you click on this, you can see that this is a great choice. This seller is a reliable one. So this store has been active since 2016. So this is good to know. You see, very few dissatisfied customers, only 2.4%. So you can use this seller, this supplier, no problem. This is a reliable one, because obviously you don't want to start dealing with anxieties and frustrating situations, with bad suppliers. So you want to make sure you are 90% and over before you start importing a product on your website. Now let's configure our payment methods, because you want to get paid obviously and be able to process orders. And this is done through WooCommerce, because this is a WooCommerce plugin. So for this, we go into WooCommerce, settings. So the first step obviously is to complete all the general details, so your company details. So you need to put the address, your city, your country and postcode. So let's do this very quickly. So just like this, and then you can select where you want to sell to. So if you're based in the United States, for instance, you might only want to sell to the US only, or maybe Canada as well included, but that's basically it. You might not want to ship to Europe or Asia, okay? So here you can select all the countries where you want to sell, or you can exclude some countries. So you can sell to all countries, you can sell to all countries except 4, or sell to specific countries. So let's go and sell to specific countries, and then we're going to select, for instance, United States, okay? There you go. So United States here. And then we need to select our shipping locations as well. So normally it should be shipped to all countries you sell to. And then if you are registered for VAT or taxes in your country, you might want to enable this as well. And then we can set up the taxes rules afterwards. And then you need to select the base currency of your website. So in our case here, it would be United States dollars, so US dollars. And then you can save your changes after this. And then after that, we can go to the tax section to set this up. So here you need to select, do you want to sell inclusive of tax or exclusive of tax? So this is really up to you, depending if you're selling to wholesales or end users. So if you are selling to end users, you might want to display the price including taxes. If you are selling to wholesale, you might want to display the price excluding tax, okay? Now, how do you want to display the price in the front end? You want your visitors to see the price including tax or excluding tax. So again, if it's end users, it's probably better including tax, and the same in the checkout section. Now you can save this, and then we can set up our rates. So for the United States, it's 10% throughout all the states. So we can insert a new row, but now feel free to apply this to your country. For instance, in Ireland is 23%, in the UK is 20%, and so on and so on. So I'm going to enter the country code here. So US, there you go. And then you can even break this down in different zip codes. So maybe there are different tax rates based on the state. I don't know about this, but maybe this is the case, in which case you can add and break this down in different postcodes and zip codes. Now let's set this up for the whole of the United States of 10%. And we need to give it a name. So US VAT 10%. Okay? Simple as. Now click Save Changes. And that's basically it. Now we're going to the shipping section. And from here, we need to set up our shipping cost. Now you remember some of the products we imported from Aliexpress were with free shipping, and some you have to pay for the shipping. So this is really up to you how you want to set up those rules. But let's say you're going to charge shipping anyways, you know. So we're going to add some shipping zones. So let's click on this first. So let's say if you were to ship to the United States and also maybe Mexico and Canada, you might have to create 3 different zones, okay? So I'm just going to create one here just to show you how it works. So we're just going to call this United States, and then you can limit this to specific postcode and zip codes as well. Let's clip it like this for now. And we're going to add a shipping method. And this is where you're going to define how much you want to charge. So as you can see, with flat rate, free shipping, and local pickup. So in our case here, it will be flat rate, and we're going to add the shipping method. Very good. So now we can edit this and set up the price. So let's say you're going to charge $9.99 per shipping. Okay. And then you can also add an extra rule, for instance, free shipping over $199, because based on the rules that we set in Aliexpress, everything over 100, we're going to multiply by 2. So you're going to make at least $100 so you can afford to give away $10 in free shipping. So let's add free shipping. Free shipping, there it is. And now if we edit, now we can set up our rule. So let's click on this. So you can use a free shipping coupon, a minimum order amount, and a coupon, and or whichever, you know. So in our case here, it'd be a minimum order amount. So let's select this, and we said from 199. Okay, very good. So let's click Save Changes, and that's it. Now let's add the payment methods now. Very good. So as you can see, we have a few different options here with direct bank transfer, check payments, and cash on delivery. Clearly, none of these methods will work with Aliexpress because you will need to get paid up front so you can order the goods from Aliexpress yourself. So it's very important to get paid up front, obviously, you know. So what we're going to do now is to install PayPal payment and Stripe payment as well. So I'm just going to show you those two methods because these are the most common ones. So all we have to do basically is scroll down the page a little bit further. And as you can see, we have Stripe payments and PayPal. So let's start with PayPal. Let's get started. And then all you have to do now is to connect to PayPal by clicking on this blue button here. So let's click on this. And then you click on Agree and Connect. There you go. Now we can go back to our WooCommerce website. There you go. And as you can see, it'll be populated automatically. So we'll have our live ID and secret key and all that done for us automatically. Very good. So this is one done already. And now we can go back to our payment page. And this time we're going to scroll down the page and add Stripe payment. So let's get started. And again, here we can connect or create our account. So if you don't have an account, you can create one automatically from here, or you can connect to your account the same way we did with PayPal, obviously, you know. So let's click on this. So from here, we need to enter our email address. So there you go. So this is my own development company, everythingcustombuild.com. So let's click continue, enter your password, and then click login. There you go. So now we can connect. As you can see, it's going to ask you which account do you want to connect. Sometimes you have several accounts under the same umbrella, and then click connect. Okay, so now Stripe is installed, and all we have to do is just to enable it, just like that, and go down to the bottom of this page and click save changes. And that's it. That's just all done for the payment methods. So let's go back to the top of our page now, and all we have to do, the one last step, is in the advanced section. And just make sure that all these pages are selected. So for the cart page, make sure that you have a cart page selected, checkout page selected, and my account page selected, and then click save changes. And that's it. That's us done for all the settings. Now we can put this to the test and configure our front end so it will look fantastic. Okay, so let's go back to our store and let's add one product to the shopping cart and let's go through the whole checkout process. So let's go with the very first one here. Very good. So let's select a specific color. So maybe rose gold. We're going to select from China. So that's $62. I'm going to add to cart. Very good. Now let's view cart. Okay. So if you scroll down, as you can see, this is going to ship to California. We can change the address afterwards, obviously. So this is $62 plus the shipping cost is $10.99. Total $72.99. And as you can see, this is including taxes of $6.64, which is 10% of estimated tax for the United States. So let's proceed to checkout. Very good. And as you can see, we have a quick review of our order here. Again, $72.99. And we can pay using Stripe. So what I've done is that I enabled the test mode at the moment, which means that we can just simply type 42424242, etc. And the same with the CVC number and the expiry date. We can type any numbers we want. So this will help us and allow us to actually go through the checkout process without actually paying for the product. And this way we're going to get a real order through the system, and I can show you how to process that order and how to place that order on AliExpress afterwards. Okay, so let's fill out our details here. So just like that, okay? And then we can type in our numbers. Now let's enter an expiry date and a CVC code. So just like that, basically, and then we can place the order. So let's go ahead with this. Okay, so as you can see, the order has been received. Now let's have a quick look at our backend. So we go back to WooCommerce, and as you can see, there's a small number 1 next to the order. That means that we received a new order that hasn't been processed yet. And there it is. This one is processing. So we got the order 9 minutes ago, and now we're going to click on this order and see the details. So there it is. Everything is in here, obviously, you know. So we have the billing address, the shipping address, the email address. We have the complete total here, including the Stripe fee that we've been charged for it, and the whole sequence of notes here, mainly coming from Stripe themselves. So you have a full trail of events and you can follow along very easily. Now, the most important part now, as you can see here, is the actions you can place on your order. So right here, as you can see on top, we have place order automatically and get tracking. So clearly, I'm not going to click on this now, otherwise I'm going to actually place the order with AliExpress. But this is what you would do normally. So once you have the payment confirmed, so you've been paid, you find them, then you can place the order. So what you would do normally is click on this button here, place order automatically, and the order will be placed automatically, as it says, with Aliexpress. Now after this, you can get the tracking. So there's two ways of getting your tracking. You can come into your order, click on get tracking, and this is how you'll be able to track everything where the order actually is at any given time. And there's another way to do it as well. You can go into Alidropship and then click on tracking. And here you can track all your orders. You can have a quick overview of all the orders placed with Aliexpress. And then obviously as you grow and you get more sales and more orders, you can break this down as well by order numbers, by tracking numbers, tracking status, and order numbers as well. So it's a very nice, very neat solution that will help you to run a very successful business. Now, clearly for you to be successful, your website has to look professional as well. It does look professional already, but it doesn't reflect the type of business that you're in. So obviously we're selling men's watches. So now we need to tweak our website and make it as appealing as possible. So let me show you how you can tweak your homepage, product page, and contact page. So let's do this together now. So we go back to our WordPress dashboard. We go into pages. And as you can see, we can immediately spot the front page because it says front page here. So all we do is just click on it. And now it's very easy to tweak this around. I'm going to show you, it's very, very simple. It's just a simple drag and drop feature. And all you have to do is just click on different elements and you can change them around. Okay, so first let's address our picture here. So clearly this is women's jewelry, necklace and maybe rings and all that. So we're selling men's watches. So clearly this is not suitable. So we're going to change this. So all we have to do is just click on the image itself. And you can see here, we're going to click on replace. We're going to open our media library. And since we already imported products, clearly we have plenty of images to choose from. So what we're going to do is just select one beautiful image, one that we think would be suitable for the homepage. For instance, something like this would be absolutely fine, or maybe this one is not bad either. So let's click on one of them. Let's see, let's go with this one. Why not? So let's select. And as you can see, this one is not the right size. It's too small, So let's try another one. So click on replace, open media library, and let's scroll down all the other images. So now clearly this is the first image they will see on your homepage. So you need to find something that's absolutely stunning and that conveys the theme of your website. So if it's a luxury item, maybe this one would be fine. So as you can see, this one is 1000 by 1000 pixels. It should be big enough. So let's go with this one, okay? So let's click on this. And as you can see, this one is absolutely fine. So let's change the heading just next to it. So all we have to do is click on it. So let's say men's watches, okay? And here underneath, we could put luxury watches for men with taste. Something like this, okay? Very good. Now, as you can see, we have an image here in the background, but this is again a necklace, so it's not really suitable. So let's click on this. And if you go into block and then instead of layout, you'll have style, you can find your background image here. So as you can see, like I said, this is a necklace. We can replace this with something else. So we very often associate watches with men who are successful, businessmen or something like this. So maybe you can remove that with a different picture, maybe a picture of a man in a suit or something like this, As you can see, this is absolutely fine the way it is now, isn't it? So we can also change the overlay color. As you can see with the background overlay, if you click on this, at the moment it is a dark blue, but you can change any color, any shade you want. And you can see you can change the opacity as well, So you can have it brighter, maybe a bit darker, and then you can change the color. As you can see, you can get a totally different feel immediately just by using a different color. So that's really up to you, the type of mood you want to set on your website. So let's just keep this color for now, which is absolutely fine. And then once you're happy enough, don't forget to click update to save your changes. Okay, so let's scroll down the page now. And let's take care of our next section here. So as you can see, we have a new link again. So maybe you might want to highlight one specific watch. Maybe you found a watch that's absolutely unique, a good supplier, you make plenty of money on it, a good profit margin, and maybe you want to highlight it here. So what you do is very simply, just click on this, replace, upload media library, and you're going to select the watch that you want to highlight here, okay? So let's select a picture here. So let's say we could select maybe this one, or a front-facing one would be absolutely nice. So one that convey luxury and all that, so maybe this one, okay? We're gonna select this. There you go. Look at that, how fantastic it looks. It looks very good, doesn't it? So let's put a heading here. So maybe, let's say classic wristwatch for real man, okay? So you want to emphasize this, and then we can put a bit of text here and then link that to our actual page. So if we go to our shopping page here, so this is the one, let's say. So what you can do is just copy the address here, Control C, and then you can link it here. So click on that, and you can see there's a link here. We can edit the link. So edit, and now we're gonna replace this with our new URL, okay? There you go. So that's it, simple as. So we click update, and let's have a quick look at our homepage now. So let's go back to our website, click on the homepage. There you go. As you can see, we now have the beautiful image here, the nice background image, men's watches. And if we scroll down, we have the classic wristwatch for real man. And this is a very big call to action, very strong one anyways, you know, and you can click on shop now, and this is going to bring you immediately to the page where you can buy that watch. So it's a very strong, appealing call to action, you see? Okay, now let's continue with editing our homepage. So let's scroll down our page, and here we have the featured product section. So this could be anything really, you know? So if I click on this now, so let me show you very quickly. If we scroll down, this is the filter that's being applied. So basically at the moment it's showing products from the earring section, but if you remove this, as you can see, you can select any of those sections here. So we created one lately that's business and sport. There's 7 products in it, so we can click on this one. There you go. And all we'll have is basically our own watches. There you go. Very nice. Now we can limit the amount of images that we want to show. So for this, we go back to the top right here. And as you can see, we have the amount of columns and rows. So maybe we're going to keep just 1 row and 3 columns, just like this. Okay, that's probably a little bit neater. And now we can also define what we want to show. Do you want to show the add to cart button, the product rating, the product title, and the product price? So maybe there's a few things you might want to remove. Maybe the product title is maybe a bit too much, just like this. This is a lot neater, isn't it? And then, as always, don't forget to click update each and every time you make some progress. Now, clearly you don't have to link those buttons. They are linked automatically to the product page itself. So you don't have to do anything about this now. So again, you can move around and change the size of your sections and rows. So maybe you want 4 columns instead. As you can see, there's maybe a little bit better, and maybe you want 2 rows. Again, it's a matter of preferences. It's really up to you how you want to organize things, okay? So let's keep it like this for now. It's absolutely fine. And then we can continue on with the rest of the page. So basically everything else is about the same principle. You know, all you have to do is to click on the section itself, and then you can change the content. You can type something else here. You can change the image as well. All you have to do is basically edit and change this for something else. And it's the same here as well. You know, this is basically to draw attention to the quality of your shop or your online store, obviously. And maybe you want to bring in the big guns, and maybe you have a model who took a picture with you and you want to add this picture here. So all you can do is click on the image here, go into style, and then we can change the image. So I'm going to upload a new one, and I found a picture of Beckham online. So why not? He's wearing a nice watch. So this would add obviously trust factor to your website. If you could see that Beckham is actually wearing not the same watch, but a similar one as the one you're selling online. And then you can change maybe the title here, maybe dress like Beckham, you know, and then you can link this to your shopping page again. And then if we go back to our shop, we can find a watch that looks similar to this, you know. So if we scroll down the page, maybe either this one or this one would be about the same. So let's say this one, okay? So this one would be about the same. Then you can click on this link and then copy. Then we go back here and we can link this directly here. Okay, so we're going to add our link and then don't forget to hit enter. Okay, and then update. So let's have a quick look now at the front end. So let's go back to our Alidropship demo website here. So let's have a quick look at our page now. So as you can see, the hero section, very strong with the image. This one as well, beautiful picture, shop now, scroll now, a large selection of different watches. And finally here we have dressed like Beckham, and you can see the watch here. And if I click on shop now, as you can see, this is a very similar watch, which is a very strong way of getting people to buy online. Now let me show you how to customize your contact page, change the menu section here, and also add your own logo. So let's go back to our WordPress dashboard, and from here, all pages, and we're going to edit the contact page. So click on this one. Okay, so from here, all we have to do basically is scroll down the page. So the first thing you can see here, we have Google Maps. I don't think this is suitable for this type of business because we don't want people to call to our premises. So we can just simply get rid of it. So just click on this and then remove block altogether. This is useless basically for us at the moment. All we want basically is give them maybe some contact details. So what we want is an email address, a phone number, and obviously a contact form that they can fill out so you can receive all these inquiries. So to edit your contact number, simply click on it. So let's say 01, and then you could have 123 456 789. Okay, and you can do the same with your email address. So here, simply type in your email address. There you go. Okay, and here we're going to add our contact form. So this is the section here. So this is a short code. As you can see, it's not showing anything at the moment. So where can we fetch that information? So let me show you. For this, we're going to open another tab. And from here, we're going to open the WP Forms section here. So this is the plugin that we are going to use to create our contact form. So as you can see, we have no forms yet at the moment. So what we're going to do is basically add new. So let's create a new one all together. And then we're going to type here contact. Okay. And we can use a template, a ready-made template. So as you can see with this one here, it's a simple contact form. So let's use this template. So basically a contact form should contain name, last name, email address, and a message that's simple, you know. So we can keep it exactly the way it is at the moment. We can save that. It's absolutely fine. And now you want to make sure that email is going to reach you. So we're going to go into settings, notification, and you're going to make sure that you're going to type your email address right here. It says admin email, but just in case, put in full letters. So hello@mrwebreviews.com. Save again. And in the confirmation here, click on this and check if the message is okay. So once they have filled out the email, they'll get a confirmation that's going to say, thanks for contacting us. We will be in touch with you shortly. So you can tweak this around as well based on your own personal requirements. Now let's go back to our form. So let's say if you wanted to add an additional form, for instance, phone number or something like this, you could easily do that by adding a single line, for instance. So we could do this maybe in between, just like that. And we can edit that line as well. So let's call this phone number, okay? And you can make it mandatory as well. So if you tick this, now it will add a red asterisk here, as you can see, so which makes it mandatory. So it's really up to you if you want it or not. And then always don't forget to save, and that's it. We're now ready with our form. So what we need now is the shortcode attached to it, so we can close this. And as you can see, this is our shortcode right there. So we have a number here. So right click this, copy, and now we're going to go back to our page and replace this number here with this one, Control V. And let's click update. Very good. And now if we go back to our website, click on the contact page. Normally, everything going well, our contact form should be there. As you can see, we have a new phone number, our email address, and the contact form next to it. Now, as you can see, if we scroll down the page, there's the frequently asked questions. So you have the question and the answer. So we could use this, obviously, to cover the main questions that people would ask normally thus saving you time. Obviously, you don't have to waste time anymore getting back and forth, answering the same questions over and over. So if you wanted to use this section, basically it's like text editor. You can type in your question here and then edit the answer right here. So it's really up to you. Now, if you don't want this all together, again, you can select the whole section and just delete it. So there you go, just like that. And all you'll be left with is your contact form and your contact details. So let's click update and let's have a quick refresh. And as you can see now, the bottom of the page is gone, all these frequently asked questions, and all we have is just our own contact details. Now let me show you how to change the menu section. So for this, we go back to our WordPress dashboard. We go into Appearance and Menus. Now from here, make sure that you select the main menu, which is this one, the primary menu, and click Select. So as you can see, we have Home, Shop, About, Blog, and Contact, which is exactly what we have here. And in the shop section, we have a drop-down menu here, a subsection, which is exactly what we have here, okay? So we can change this around, obviously, and we can add as many pages and as many product categories as we want. So clearly here, there's a few things we won't need. We won't need the blog because this is an e-commerce website, obviously, you know, but we might add a shop page and different categories. So we can select here the bulk select item. Click this, click that, and now we can delete these ones all together. So remove selected items. So the About Us is fine, homepage and contact absolutely fine. But now we can add maybe our main shop page. So this is the one here. So let's click on this, add to menu. There you go. So we're gonna put this in the second position. And maybe we want to add maybe some subcategories, the main categories. And as you can see, we have product categories here. So click on this one. So don't confuse this with categories. This is the blog categories. What we want is the product categories, okay? And as you can see, we have business sports, we have earrings, jewelry, and all that. So we're just going to add a few here, okay? Well, let's add them all. Why not all together? So let's add new. And as you can see, now we can reorganize them all together. So we're going to add this underneath the shop. As you can see, we need an indentation, leave a bit of a gap, and then we can add this one, do the same with this one, the bracelet, rings, earrings, and jewelry set, and then click Save Menu. Now let's go back to our home page. Let's refresh. We go into Shop, and as you can see, if you click on Business and Sports, it should show all the watches that we put under that category. Very nice, isn't it? So this is how you can tweak and change your menu section. Now let me show you how to add your own logo. And now for this, we're going to go into Appearance again and then Customize. And to edit your logo, simply hover on top and click on the blue pencil here. And as you can see, it's going to bring us where the logo is actually located. And we can remove this one and select our own logo now. So let's click Select Logo. And now we can upload our own file. So go and select your logo. I found one online here that's called Watch Shop. So we can use this one, why not? And then click Select. So you can crop the image if you want to, but we don't have to. You can skip altogether. And as you can see now, in just one click, we have our new logo. So next to it, we have our site title as well. And there's a tagline. So you can select to show them or not show them. It's up to you. So let's decide not to show it. There you go. Now, clearly our logo is too small. So if you keep scrolling down, as you can see, we can select the maximum width of our logo. So simply use the sliding button here to resize your logo up until you found the right size. So not too big, not too small. Obviously, you don't want to overdo it. Maybe just about there is just fine. So let's click Publish. And then you can also upload your own site icon. So this is the small icon here that will display next to your web address. So let me show you. So ideally you need 512 by 512 pixel. So it has to be a square image. So let's go and select this one. So let's select an image, click Select, and then skip cropping. Very good. And as you can see now, next to our domain name, our address in the address bar here, we have that small icon. So let's click Publish. And let's go back to our homepage and let's refresh now. As you can see, we have our own logo and our own site icon. So that looks very, very professional, doesn't it? And finally, let me show you how to tweak the footer section with your own content. For this, we go back to our WordPress dashboard. And this time we're going to go into appearance and then widgets. Okay, we can close this. Now we can close this one as well. We have different sections. So we have the footer 1, footer 2, footer 3, footer 4. So this is basically all our footer section. So if you click on this one, as you can see, this is the content, exactly what we have here. So you might want to add something a bit more personal, something that's related to you. And this is quite an important part of your website because this is like a shortened version of the About Us section, okay? So very often someone will scroll down the page and find out this information. So it's quite important to put here something that's very, very appealing as well. So let's go and do this. So basically all you have to do is just to highlight this and then paste in something else, okay? So let's click update. Now we can go back there, refresh, and there you go. Now we have something related to watches. And then finally, we're going to replace this with our company details or business name. So we go back here and this time we're going to go back to customize again. And then we're going to scroll right down the bottom of our page and look at this section. Click on the small pencil. And here we can change the text. So basically, as you can see, there's a mixture of HTML code here because there is a link directly to the WordPress website. Now we can remove all this. And then you can change this with, for instance, your company name. So let's say something like this, for instance, copyright 2022, Mr. Web Reviews. After this, click publish. Let's go back to our homepage. Let's refresh. And there you go. That's it, guys. All done.